Hey, good evening, Firebird fans. We're back to you for a Firebird Friday Night Light special. This week we are live from Jacksonville, North Carolina, as the undefeated and 5-0 Southern Nash Firebirds take on the Northside Jacksonville Monarchs, who are 2-2. Both teams are 3A. In speaking to the coaches before the game, they seem to feel like this will be the biggest challenge so far this year for the Firebirds. I think there's little high-scoring teams. What you got there, Nick, on some stats for scoring for these teams?
Well, so far the Monarchs had about 32 points a game, while Southern has had 54 points a game as an average.
So sounds like two explosive offenses there. I guess the other part of the story there is what have been their opponents' totals in those games they played?
Well, starting off, the Monarchs have outscored their opponents 129-54, while the Firebirds have outscored their opponents 270-90.
Wow. Okay. And, of course, we know a lot of those points came late in the game for the Firebirds. Then they gave up some points later in the game. So we're looking forward to seeing things get underway here tonight as the captains have lined up on the field. Tonight's captains, actually Matt Foster has changed numbers tonight for those of you watching that are used to seeing number 2 at the QB slot. He will be number 1 this evening. Also captain tonight is number 5, Zach Jones. Number 20, Quentin Cooley. And number 30, Xavier Burgess, as they come onto the field for the pregame coin toss to see who gets the ball first here. So while we're getting the coin toss underway, we want to thank our sponsor for this evening, Vandermark Farms, there in Nash County. Vandermark Farms has been producing natural turfgrass sod since 1988. It is their family business, and they love working with natural. The coin has been tossed, and Northside will be They will be deferring to the second half, so Southern will be receiving the kickoff. So as the junior ROTC for Northside Jacksonville makes their way to midfield here shortly, we will be having the national anthem and the entrance of the teams. here comes your Southern Nash Firebirds. So as both the Firebirds and the Monarchs charge the field and take their place on the sidelines, we will be hopefully getting the national anthem underway here in just momentarily. Okay, and they have, for some reason, scrapped the national anthem. Not really sure what happened there. Okay. A little strange from a military town that we do not have the national anthem. But either way, so the Northside Monarchs are set to kick off here to the Firebirds. I'm still a little stunned over the national anthem. Sorry about that, folks.
It's kind of odd.
All right, so back deep to receive for the Firebirds. Number 20, Quentin Cooley. Number 7, Isaiah Walker-Warren. As it's kicked to Quentin Cooley, he'll field the ball. And I believe there was not an official whistle to start the game. It was kicked prematurely, so we will kick that again. Maybe the officials are equally as stunned with the start of tonight's game. But I'm not gonna harp on that. So anyway, once again, I was mentioning earlier, we're very excited about having Vandermark Farms into our family of sponsors. They are longtime supporters of the Firebirds as well. I can tell you, seeing the baseball field, they've done a wonderful job on our baseball field. Looks fantastic. I know Coach Brewer is very appreciative of what Vandermark has done for that program. So while we're getting the kickoff underway here, maybe we'll get this thing officially started. And it's a pooch kick. This time they kick it away from Quentin. It's fielded by Isaiah Walker-Warren. DC back up the sideline. He cuts back up the middle. His feet come out from under him and he slips. He's going to be down at about the 45-yard line. So Southern Nash will take over 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. So once again, for those of you that know who I am, I think we got some phone calls about who is that Southern Nash graduate from 1987. My name is Brent Cohn, and I've been doing your commentary and absolutely enjoying every minute of it. I hope you have too. I'm joined by Nick Lamb, who is also coming alongside doing the commentary. He's going to be throwing in some stats during the night, maybe helping bring this game into picture for you. And we look forward to having a fun evening this evening calling the game. First play from scrimmage will be a run to Quentin Cooley. He sweeps around the end. Maybe a yard on the play with some forward momentum. While we're resetting here for 2nd and 9, I'll let you know that on behalf of Vandermark Farms, tonight's awards, the offensive award will be called the Kicking Up Sod Offensive Player of the Game. And the defensive player of the game will be planting them in the sod, defensive player of the game. So we know we have some strong defensive players. So sweep around the end with Jason Bland. He cuts back up the middle. He's going to drag the Monarch defender with him out across the 50-yard line into Monarch territory. Where we'll bring up 3rd and about 4. So we'll get into some of those defensive stats later. Quentin Cooley so far has pretty much dominated the offense for Southern Nash. And he gets the call here. He'll cut back up the middle. It's going to be enough for a first down. So that should bring up 1st and 10 from the Monarch 44-yard line. So as I was saying, Quentin has kind of dominated the offense so far this season for the Firebirds. However, it's the many other weapons that I know everyone's heard me speak about frequently, the Jackson Vicks, the Dalen Whitley, the Zach Jones, all these running back, Jason Blands that come in as that pass falls incomplete to Hunter Thorne. Brings up 2nd and 10. And with all those offensive threats, that really, Nick, has kind of led the way for Quentin Cooley. Interesting stat for Quentin, for those of you that don't know, he is actually tied for 2nd in the nation. That is not the state.
The nation.
That's not the conference. That is the nation, the United States of America. He is tied for 2nd place with most touchdowns scored.
That is true. So far, he has 23 touchdowns on the year, with 17 of them being rushing.
And he's got another one here around the end. He's still on his feet. He's going to be pushed out of bounds down deep into Monarch territory. Looks like he's going to make it out to about the Monarch 22. Obviously bring up a 1st and 10. And the funny thing about that 23 touchdowns is the Southern Nash News stats. Actually, Nick has been keeping up with it, and we're showing him with 24, which would put him tied for 1st place in the nation. However, we're not the official stats, even though I think Nick has done a fantastic job of keeping up with that. This time it's Jackson Vick up the middle. He's still on his feet. He's breaking away, pulling away out of a tackle. He's still up. He's pulling the whole pile. He's still moving forward, and he's into the end zone. Southern Nash scores on their first offensive drive. So Jackson Vick showing off the leg strength, the upper body strength, the mobility, you name it, he showed it off in that run. My goodness.
What play number?
That was Jackson Vick.
Player number.
So as the kick's up and through, it's good. As Southern Nash now leads 7-0. So Southern Nash with the first score of the evening, and pretty quick with 9 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Jackson definitely getting in the early vote for the Kicking Up Sod Award. That was just an incredible run. Amazing to see that young man get through that. And you have to remember, he's just a sophomore. Just a sophomore. So Evan Barnes on for the kickoff. And those of you that know, Evan has the variety of kicks, and he's going to do an onside kick there, and it's loose. Looks like Southern Nash did recover it. It came back out. And Southern Nash is going to recover the ball on the onside kick. I'm not sure. Did you catch who that was on that recovery, Nick? I couldn't quite see.
I could not see it either. I think it was.
It was Isaiah Walker-Warren. I knew I saw number 7 over there, but it did kick back out. It did kick out. So I wasn't sure. So Southern takes over once again. 1st and 10. Going to be Matt's going to keep that one. Looks like he's going to make it back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 for the Firebirds. And if you're hearing some wind noise in the microphones, I apologize for that. We are in an open air booth. Quentin Cooley breaks out way out front. Large gain. Looks like a gain of about 15 on the play. Well back into Monarch territory. Be another 1st and 10 from the Monarch 30-yard line. Yeah, here in Jacksonville, the booth that we're working from is an open air booth. So apologize, we're having a little technical difficulty up here with their scorekeeper not having a roster. So I apologize for that. We're trying to help out as best we can. Going to bring up 2nd and 2 from the 25-yard line. So Matt's going to tuck and keep that one. No, he's going to patch it out to Quentin. He's still on his feet. He's brought down. It is enough for a 1st down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Firebirds inside the 20-yard line. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line for the Firebirds. So the run game is just sort of overwhelming the Monarchs here as the ground and pound offense of the Firebirds continues to march down the field. That obviously that onside kick recovery by Isaiah Walker-Warren was huge. So Zach Jones is brought down forward. Momentum will get him about 3 yards on the carry. Going to bring up 2nd and 7. So it'll be ball spotted on the 15-yard line.
As you said, the recovery by Isaiah Walker-Warren kind of just, boosted the more momentum for the Firebirds for their 2nd drive of the game.
So flags come in. The play is blown dead. Obviously, it looks like that's going to be against the Firebirds. Looks like an offsides. Unfortunately, I believe that's another stat you've been keeping up with there, Nick.
Yeah, I have. Last week, Firebirds really struggled last week with the flags. We had 12 flags total in that game, costing us about 96 total yards.
Wow. Yeah, they obviously that's something I've talked about, the Foster talks. I'm sure that is a big topic of discussion. As Jackson Vick's got the ball again around the end. He's still on his feet. He's going to cut back up to the middle. He's going to be wrapped up. The ball does pop out. It is fumbled and recovered by the Monarchs. So the Monarchs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 11. So as Jackson Vick's teammates kind of pick him up after the fumble that was recovered by the Monarchs, we'll take over on defense. And the Monarchs will be very deep in their own territory for their first offensive set. Quarterback back to pass. It is complete. Large gain for the Monarchs. He's still on his feet. He's going to be brought down. Going to be all the way out to the Monarch 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. get the number on that receiver, who that was?
Couldn't. I want to say it was 13.
I send McDougal. Okay, that'll be McDougal for the Monarchs. So obviously the Monarchs have been watching some game films and want to go right after Southern with the pass. It's going to be handed off this time for a run, and he's going to be swarmed and thrown. Looks like for a little bit of a loss there. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 11 from the Monarch 34-yard line.
Just looked like just a flock of the Firebirds just swarmed in on him there.
The flock of birds.
It looks like it would be a loss. It's 2nd and 11 right now.
So there's going to be a handoff around this way. He steps back, number 6, Jaquantin Conley for the Monarchs. After what looked to be a busted play, he's able to get a little bit out of it and get about half their yardage back. It's going to be 3rd. It looks like a long 4, possibly 5 yards. We'll call it 3rd and 4 from the Monarch 46-yard line. And you do not need to try to adjust your TVs. I'm not really sure about the lines that are painted across the field and how exact they are. They look wavy for a reason. That's not your TV. That's not the camera. So there's a run up the middle for the Monarchs. Number 23, McIntyre for the Monarchs is going to pick up about 1. It's going to bring up 4th and 3 for the Monarchs, who it looks to be are opting to go for it on 4th and 3 against the Firebirds.
Not really surprising, knowing, like you said, probably watching film and knowing how high scoring their offense can be, trying to keep the ball out of their hands as much as they can.
Yeah, and after that onside kick recovery, that had to be a little bit of a blow for them there. So I'm sure they want to get some a momentum swing here to get them going. So they're going to give it a pitch around the end. He's going to be tripped up. It looks like he will pick up enough for a 1st down. He made it by about a half a yard. So that will be 1st and 10 for the Monarchs as they cross into Firebird territory at the 49. So the Monarchs so far moving the ball pretty well. I'm sure the punch in the mouth with the kickoff recovery stung a little bit. They seem to have gained their composure. They're kind of marching up the field. Just little small bites at the time. There's a gain there of about it's like a gain of about 4. Going to bring up 2nd and we'll say 6. So no shotgun play for the Monarchs as of so far tonight, working under center. That's a low set for that quarterback. It's going to be a quick handoff to number 23. I think that's McAlston. He is brought down at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Monarchs.
And so far on this drive, it's been mostly trying to look like their run game, trying to get them down there. When they had the one pass to start off, that kind of.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they hadn't gone back to that. Maybe they wanted to kind of catch us off guard and punch us in the mouth like we did with that onside kick. And as I say that, he drops back to pass. It's a pass deep going to be knocked down by Isaiah Walker-Warren.
It almost picked off.
That is a great defensive play. That ball was thrown into a lot of Southern Nash defenders. Obviously, the receiver for the Monarchs would like to have a flag there, but did not get one. That looked clean to me. I mean, Isaiah Walker-Warren really got high. I think he knocked that ball out of the air. If there was any contact, it looked like to be the Monarchs receiver who was behind him who would have made that contact.
Yeah, and it looked also kind of like the quarterback. Them also kind of wanted a flag. Thought he would, because he had got hit right after he threw the ball. He kind of looked like he was asking for a flag too.
So that's going to bring up 4th down, and they're going to go for it again on 4th and 6. No, they're going to punt. My bad. And DC is going to let that roll dead, where the Firebirds will take over 1st and 10 from their own, looks like the 17-yard line. See, I don't know what game I was watching. I don't know what I saw thinking they were going to go for it, and they were back to punt. Maybe I thought we were playing Jalen Rose again this week. Sorry about that, folks.
Southern starting off on their own 17-yard line.
So Matt Foster back under center. It's going to be reversed there. Quentin Cooley's got it, and he's going to bust up the middle. He's got some room. He's tripped up a couple of times. He's still on his feet. They're going to kind of force him out of bounds. Going to take it out to the 40. That's going to be a gain of about 22 yards on that carry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you pretty much if you try to grab Quentin and tackle him below the waist with those hand tackles, you're not going to be real successful unless you just happen to grab the whole foot and trip him. But his feet move so quickly, and he is so strong in that lower body. It's going to be very hard to bring him down. And the Monarchs are going to have a really long evening if that's the way they plan on approaching stopping Quentin. Quentin will get the call again back up the middle. He's going to carry that for yet another 1st down. It's a gain of about 13 on the play as Quentin charges out to midfield.
Like you said, he's just so hard to bring down, especially when you're so strong and powerful there.
So Matt Foster, who, as I mentioned earlier, is number 1 tonight. Those of you who are looking for number 2, Matt Foster, he did change jerseys this evening. We had a wardrobe malfunction, I think, and he's at number 1. He's going to keep that himself. He's going to run around the end. It's going to be a gain of about 9 on the play, but there's going to be a flag and a hold. And I can tell you that is one thing that Matt Foster has been plagued with. He has had some very big runs, much larger than 9 yards, that have been called back by holding in that offensive interior. So he's probably not going to be real happy with them, but we'll see how they bounce back from that. It's going to bring up 1st and a long. It's going to bring up 1st and 20.
As I mentioned, the 12 flags, last week, and most of them were on the offense, either the false start or the holding, negating the big plays, and also stopping them before they could happen.
So Jason Bland gets the call. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. A gain of maybe 1 on the play. Looks like it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 18, 19 yards. As number 1, Matt Foster steps up under center, takes the quick snap. He's got Jason around the end again. He's going to got a little bit of running room. He's going to get back to pretty much to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up he's a little short of that, so it's going to bring up 3rd and about 12 as they are still, the Firebirds are still working from inside their own territory. as Daniel Batchelor charges off the field. And big Luke Watson steps up for the snap here. This will be a big play, a big conversion here on 3rd down for the Firebirds on 3rd and long. So Foster drops back to pass. He's got a man deep, and it is overthrown, incomplete. So that will bring up 4th and 12 from the Southern Nash 48. And it looks as though here's the shocker for the evening.
We're
Looks
going to
like
punt.
Southern Nash will punt. Wow. So obviously Coach Foster taking the Northside Monarchs very seriously, because this is something you don't see a whole lot of.
Not mistaken, I think he only has one other punt so far this year.
Yep, and Evan Barnes back to punt. It's down and away. Nice punt. That's going to roll, take a big Firebird roll, going to roll out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So nice punt from Evan Barnes. That's going to end up being about a 45-yard punt or so, between 40 and 45 yards to the sideline. So no return on the kick.
Usually have marked it at the 11.
So it's brought out, looks like no gain on the play.
That play looked like it got blown up. And that will end the first quarter.
So tackle for loss actually will end the first quarter. So that could be huge defensively. So we'll be back with you in just a moment. Start the second quarter.
Total of a loss of 2 on the play. Coming down would be a 2nd and 12 for the Monarchs.
So that's true. And as we start the second quarter, with the Monarchs backed up in their territory, we'd like to remind everybody again that we are sponsored tonight by Vandermark Sod Farms. Our business is now a premier supplier of natural grass sod to central, eastern North Carolina, and southern Virginia. We supply the landscape industry as well as athletic fields, golf courses, and erosion control projects. They grow, harvest, and deliver 6 varieties of natural grass. And there's a fumble on the play. And Southern Nash will recover and take over. So it seems like the ball hit the natural grass of the field here at Jacksonville. And it's in Southern Nash's favor, as Southern will take over 1st and 10, very deep in Monarch territory at the 12-yard line. So another great opportunity there for Southern.
Starting off on the Monarchs' 12-yard line already.
Yeah, it makes me think a lot of the Vandermark vision to enhance our customers' field of dreams, 1 yard, 1 field at a time. We need 11 of those yards. I know that's not what Vandermark's talking about. But there's Quentin. He's kicking up a little natural grass himself as he crosses into the goal line for a touchdown. Quentin Cooley,
wow.
His 24th touchdown of the season. No flags on the play, thank goodness, as Southern Nash increases their margin to 13 with Evan Barnes on to attempt the PAT.
He made it look easy, didn't he?
So after the 12-yard touchdown run by Quentin Cooley, snaps down, it's up, through, and good. So with 11 minutes and 46 seconds remaining, that's only 14 seconds into the second quarter, Southern Nash increases their lead by a score of 14-0 over the Monarchs of Jacksonville Northside, or Northside Jacksonville. So I didn't pick up who got that fumble recovery. Did you see who got the fumble recovery?
Oh, I didn't either. I knew it was like I said, there was a flock of birds on the tackle, and then one of them all came up with it.
They kind of popped out. Hey, we'll take it. We will take it. So with Vandermark as our main sponsor of the night while we're getting ready for the kickoff here, we'd also like to mention All-Star Sports in Nashville, North Carolina. With Roger White, the owner. I would like to thank him for supplying the Southern Nash News and our staff with our new uniforms for the night. Thank goodness there was no wardrobe malfunctions there. We'd have to change any numbers or anything. So as Evan Barnes kicks off deep, it's going to roll to the. There's a flag down on the play. That was a great kickoff.
It really was.
Looks like it's going to be offsides against the Firebirds as they'll back up.
Ball had just stopped just shy of the goal line. Would have put the Monarchs into a field position.
So this one's down and through, down to the 15-yard line. There's going to be a return. Got some room. He splits the middle. Evan Barnes is there to get him. He's going to miss the tackle. He's caught by Isaiah Walker-Warren and pushed out of bounds. Great return for the Monarchs by number 2. That would be Terrell Spicer. As he goes well into Southern Nash territory. So let's see how Southern Nash's defense responds to this as the Monarchs take over 1st and 10 from the Southern Nash 35-yard line. So as quarterback Andrews goes under center. It's going to be a run around the end. He's going to keep his feet. My goodness, it looked like he was down.
Yeah.
Guess the referees were there. We were blocked by the Monarchs along the sidelines. Guess his knee or any other body part didn't touch the ground as he picks up some extra yardage there after the initial hit. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20. Actually, the 19 for the Monarchs.
The way the Firebirds had stopped and then jumped again, I thought the ball had slipped out again. But it was just he hadn't been down yet.
Another quick handoff, a split up the middle. Looking like that carry is going to get him down to the, looks like the 12-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2. As the Monarchs are now threatening deep into Firebird territory here, and they are definitely in the red zone. It's like maybe an audible there. It's going to be a handoff at the middle to number 48. He's going to be tripped up. He will get enough for a first down. That's going to be 1st and goal for the Monarchs from it's like the 6-yard line of Southern Nash. So a big test here for the defense of Southern Nash as the goal line guys are now set. Protecting the red zone here against the Monarchs, who are moving the ball very well after a couple of early mistakes that they have made. There's a low handoff. There's number 23. He's going to cut back up the middle. He's going to be stopped. Looks like that was Isaiah Walker-Warren there on that tackle. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal from about the 3. So, it's been a little sloppy. We've had a few fumbles, a couple fumbles already.
Couple flags. Yeah,
the flags have stung a little bit. We had some big gains, a big charge down the field that was brought back by a hold back there. So hopefully we can clean this up, and let's see if the defense can get a stop here. Looks like he's going to be running up the middle. He's going to be brought down again. Another defensive stop short of the goal line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1, so 1 yard out. This is big time right here with the Firebirds. I can't recall yet this year that they've had to make a goal line stand from the 1. And with this explosive offensive team, it's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to charge up the middle, and he is going to score as the Monarchs get on the board with 8 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the first half to bring the score to Southern Nash 14, Northside Jacksonville 6. And they will be on to kick a PAT. Looks like they're having some personnel difficulties there as the Monarchs charge on the field at the last second. Kick is down, it's up, and it's good. So that'll bring the deficit, cut the deficit in half for the Monarchs as they now trail 14-7. While we're changing sides here for the Firebirds to receive the football, I'll mention some of our other sponsors so far this year. Obviously, the Southern Nash News. We love bringing you these games. Hope you enjoy them. We want to continue to do so. We are now booked with sponsors and actually beginning to sell. Well, we can't officially sell the playoffs yet, but it's obviously looking really good for us. One of my favorites, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, one of the earliest. I've taken some ribbon. I think everybody's been following the live stream that kind of knows the story behind that one. Bottoms Insurance of Rocky Mount, another great Firebird supporter. Oldham Motors in Pilot. We really appreciate those guys sponsoring the Firebirds and giving these young men a chance to be seen on several different channels between YouTube, Roku, Amazon. There's a lot of different channels you can see us on. Obviously, you can catch a link on Facebook to see us as well. Upcoming later in the season, and also Bojangles. Don't want to leave out Bojangles. Nick was telling me that he had to stop and get some Bojangles this morning.
Oh, yeah.
The Cajun guy. As a matter of fact, I got my Bojangles yesterday. So that kickoff's going to go out of bounds. The flag is going to come up. There will not be a return.
It's a big mistake on Monarchs. They're kicking it out of bounds.
Well, I guess that's how you look at it, because it was right in Isaiah Walker-Warren's direction. I think he's returned a couple of kicks for touchdowns already this season. So, yeah, Southern's going to get some great some good starting position here as they start from their own 35. As their offense comes out, I'll run through some of these other sponsors for the live stream here. So I was mentioning Bojangles. Also coming up later in the season, you've got Wilson Mold and Machine, Barton College, who has their first-year football program, Southern Bank, is one of our upcoming sponsors, and Walters Team Realty will also be one of the sponsors. We'd like to once again thank Vandermark Farms for sponsoring tonight's game in Northside Jacksonville. Quentin Cooley's going to break free. He's caught down from behind. I tell you, if they hadn't grabbed a handful of jersey on that tail, he was gone. That guy was getting drugged. He looked like a trailer.
He just busted through the whole line. He found a hole and busted through it.
If the beast gets loose, and I guess that's kind of like the old saying, they grabbed that tiger by the tail.
Grab the bird by the feathers.
Yeah, something like that. That's right. So it'll be 1st and 10 as they move into Monarch territory at the Monarch 41. It's Quentin Cooley gets the call again. He's going to be around the end. He's going to take the sweep. He's got room. He's going to cut back up the middle. He's going to be tripped up. He did not take the out-of-bounds route that time. He tried to turn it into something more. The determination of that young man is almost as powerful as his athletic ability. Maybe more powerful, as it's going to be 1st and goal very quickly after the Monarchs score. 1st and goal for the Firebirds. Looks like from the 2-yard line. Maybe the 3. We'll give it a 3-yard gain on this one.
And both those plays were going towards the left line as well. So that's the left tackle and left guard pulling up big holes for Quentin Cooley.
Yeah, they read that one pretty good that time. So credit to the Monarchs for getting in the backfield, actually throwing Quentin for a loss. That does not happen much. You need to go home and write that down in your diaries. So when you see that young man playing next year on Saturday, you can say, yeah, I threw him for a loss for 2 yards one time when Southern Nash made that trip down to Jacksonville. And I'll apologize if I sound biased to any other fans other than Firebird fans, but this is the Southern Nash News Network, so that's what you get. Handoff this time to, it's going to be a touchdown. I think that was Jackson Vick. He was kind of turned around in there. Let's see, who was that carrying that ball? No, I believe that was Dalen Whitley on the carry. So Dalen Whitley on the touchdown carry. I believe that's his 2nd of the year.
It is.
So with Evan Barnes, who everybody knows, he's one of my faves. I love talking about Evan Barnes. In for the PAT. It's up and through. And it's good. So with 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first half, Southern Nash once again extends its lead to 14 as they move ahead of the Monarchs from Northside Jacksonville by a score of 21-7.
And as we mentioned before, the many rushing attacks that Southern Nash has, all 3 of them who have got the load have already have touchdowns tonight with Vick, Cooley, and Whitley.
Yeah, Cooley really putting on a show tonight. But there again, you focus too much on Cooley, and you see Dalen Whitley come from the sidelines.
And also, Foster isn't afraid to run himself also.
So here's Evan on the kick. We haven't seen my favorite kick of the night. He's kind of lined up in that position. Let's see if we get it. The high fly ball. That is absolutely one of my favorite things to see him do. And there it is. It goes a little deeper than normal. It's actually going to be fielded and returned this time. An elusive runner gets away and has a nice gain. Looks like he's going to get out close to midfield. We'll see. I think they're going to call him down at about the Monarch 46-yard line, so not quite to midfield. So I'll have to say that the Monarchs obviously have been watching some film clips to see the kick game of Southern Nash. So the Monarchs take over 1st and 10 with just over 7 minutes remaining in the half. I'm sure they'd like to try to put another 6 up. Dropping back to pass. He's got somebody open deep. It's going to be knocked down by Jacksonville through the hands. I know he's going to beat himself up over that. That was almost a pick for Jackson. Vic. Yes, that rhymes, but not intentionally. If he could, his body was turned a little odd, but hey, big credit for the defensive play to get that ball knocked out of the receiver's hands, as he was wide open and there was nothing but the end zone if that ball was called. So great play there, Jackson.
I think all the Firebirds fan here in the sideline thought that was about to be picked as well.
Yeah, I could hear a big sigh of relief from across the field. So that might have been the sigh of relief that you heard the wind in my headset again. It's not just the open air press box that we're standing in. So it's going to be a handoff up the middle this time. They're going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. I see Terrence Resberry in on that. I see Jason Bland in on that. I see Dalen Willie in on that. I see Luke Coble in on that.
Just another flock of birds right there. But Terrence Resberry has had such a great year so far. He's had 7 sacks on the year. That leads the team.
Oh, great.
Right behind him is Jason Bland with 3 sacks. So he's kind of has a nice little lead on the team so far.
That's great stat. I'm looking for my buddy number 15, Luke Coble, to blast her and get him a sack. He's another one of my other sons, as I like to claim him. If you play baseball for me, you're one of my sons. So he's one of my sons. It's going to be a drop back to pass. Got a man open again on the sidelines. This one's going to be caught for a first down, as it's a short pattern. Jacksonville overran the play on that one. That's going to be a count. Going to be enough for a first down as the Monarchs move back into Firebird territory. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Southern Nash 39-yard line.
Just like you said, that's like a miscue there, and let him be wide open for the reception there for the first down.
You know, you're talking about sacks a while ago. I haven't seen a whole lot of pressure coming through the line, so into the backfield. Going to be a tackle there.
Yeah, like you said, we haven't really seen that yet. Usually that's what foremost what the defense kind of does, kind of get back to the backfield rush.
So either that Monarch front line is doing a great job of keeping our guys out, or we're maybe playing a little conservative right now, protecting that pass. However, it'd be nice to see a good old blitz come in there. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 35. It's going to be handoff up the middle to the big number 48. He's going to do a spin move. Looks like he's going to get out close to first down territory. We'll see what this is spotted. I think the yard to gain is going to be about the 30. Somewhere there about. It's going to be right on it. They're actually, I think they're going to call for a measurement here. It's that close. Now here's where I have a problem. If you see the lines across the field, there's a yard variation. So if you look across, I'm standing directly in front of the 45-yard line. And depending on where he gets that clip down, it could go biased in either direction. So I'm not really sure about this one. We'll see who this helps. It looks like it's going to help Southern, as the Monarchs are going to be about maybe 6 inches short. It's pretty close. Don't know what it is they're expecting to mark down the crooked lines back to the middle. But either way, that will bring up 3rd and extremely short.
3rd and inches. Like you said, that couldn't be no more than 6 inches there.
So, yeah, it was funny when we first got here. My Mark was trying to set up the cameras, and he thought he was trying to adjust the cameras. And I said, no, buddy, that's the way they're painted. That's not your glasses. It's not the camera. That's the way they're painted. So it's going to be a quarterback keep. He's going to dive forward
I think he looked like more of a slip and fall forward. However, whatever it was, it looks like it is going to be enough for a first down. So that'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line of Southern. As the clock ticks down, we're approaching the 4.5-minute mark remaining in the first half. So Southern needs a big defensive stop here. So they set up in the I-back formation, got a couple of receivers out wide. Looks like he is going to look on a reverse. There's a flag out. I think that's going to be offsides against the offense. So that'll tack another 5 onto that first down attempt, bring up 1st and 15 for the Monarchs. So as the clock ticks down close to we're passing the 4-minute mark here. Looks like there's some, maybe some communication issues. And the Monarchs are going to spend their first timeout of the half. That'll leave them 2. They want to talk about this, as this it's a pretty important drive here. You're running down with under 4 minutes to go in the half. You're trailing by 14. I'm sure they would like to cut that deficit. They do get the ball first as they deferred in the second half. But obviously, the momentum's kind of swung both ways here. We've had the original kick. We score first, then you have the onside kick that DC recovers, and then we had the fumbled. We fumbled deep in their territory. We're inside the red zone, and they recovered. They ended up fumbling it back to us. They scored, or we scored, then they scored. So it's been really hard.
It's kind of been back to back. The team can steal it from each other at any point in the game.
Yeah, I hadn't seen a lot of consistent momentum. So it kind of leads you to believe that whoever can really just charge forward. Obviously Southern leading by 14 seems to have the momentum with them right now, but that could go away quickly. So we need a big defensive stand here. It's going to be a pass play. He's got a man open deep, and it is incomplete through his hands. Very close to a touchdown. Had 2 men on him. However, that was a great pass. It was just out of the fingertips. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 15.
I think that was Jackson Vick, who was also in coverage there, having that big, 2 big plays already in the secondary for him.
So it looks like they're going to send a single wide out far to the right. No, there's going to be 2. Make that 3. Maybe there's a little misdirection going on here. Got to watch for that run up the middle. I know it's a straight pass. They're going to come to the left side. He's got a man open. Overthrown once again.
And we did get some pressure on the QB that time as well.
Yes, we did. Who did you see who hit him and knocked him down? I was watching downfield.
Yeah, when the ball left, I kind of went immediately downfield as well.
Yeah, we're rookies up here. Sorry about that, folks.
I think that was number 30.
So nice to see a little pressure there in the backfield. That's going to bring up 3rd and a long 15. The ball is going to be on the Southern Nash 38-yard line.
That was Xavier Burge, the one who got the pressure on that one, number 30, for the Southern Nash Firebirds.
And he came from across the field to do that, so that's a great job on the part of Xavier there. Going to be a flag here. Not sure. It's like a delay of game.
I think you're right on the delay of game.
I was starting to wonder there. The referee kind of waved his hands and picked it up. I didn't know if he maybe was trying to blow his nose and just drop that, but we'll take that too. So that's going to bring up a pretty serious situation here, as it is a third and a very long 20, as they will send out another 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Court looking to attack deep.
So they are dropping back to pass. He's got some pressure. It's caught. It's going to be enough for close to a first down. I believe he's going to have enough as he's brought down.
Jason Bland was the one on the tackle, possibly a touchdown saving tackle right there.
So they're going to get it out to the 15. That will be a 1st and 10. That was huge for the Monarchs to have 3rd and 20.
As you said, the momentum swinging, that probably just boosted right back to them.
So Southern needs to pick this back up and get a big stop here. So it looks like they're going to go back into a running set. Maybe a little misdirection there with it has some success. No, they're going to hand it off to number 23. He's off the right side. He's going to score.
Untouched.
He's going to score. He's going to split the left side of that defensive line, and he's going to score. That'd be bring the score to 13 for the Monarchs with 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Monarchs will come on to attempt the PAT.
That was McIntyre for the Monarchs there, getting the touchdown. So
we knew coming into this was going to be 2 explosive offenses. They put a lot of points on the board. So the defense had to be ready. The Monarchs are going to spend their second time out of the half. I guess they're going to talk about whether or not they want to go for 2. Not really sure the value of going for 2 here. You're down by 8. Their kicker looks good enough for a field goal, but even that's really not going to come into play.
Could they be worried about how the wind just comes and goes, though? It has been so far windy. But like you said, I don't see the value in going. I would just try to keep field goal, keep it down by 7.
Yeah, hope that's what I do. If they're going to go for 2, to me, in my opinion, like I said, rookie guy here, that's just being greedy. And I guess unsure of yourself. No, they're actually gonna kick it here, or at least they're gonna set up like they're gonna kick it. So the kick's down and it's through and it's good. So after the timeout and the discussion and the delay, the PAT is good. The Monarchs of Northside Jacksonville cut the deficit back to 7 as the Firebirds now lead 21-14 over the Monarchs. The Monarchs will kick off. There are 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the first half. And as we know with the Firebirds, that's plenty of time to score.
As we saw when the second game of the year, where within 3 minutes we had 3 different touchdowns.
6 seconds left in the first half for Warren County, and Quentin returns 100 yards. Well, we had 100. They gave officially you got 99 yards for a kickoff return. So, yeah, it could happen quick. Once again, back to what we were talking about earlier, Nick, the momentum. Who's going to seize the momentum and keep the momentum?
I think the momentum kind of shifted for that touchdown drive when they had the big reception on 3rd and 20. Big reception kind of just set them up perfectly, and they carry that momentum for the touchdown there for the run by McIntyre.
So it looks like there may be a deep kick here. It is. He's going to kick it to Isaiah Walker-Warren, who mishandles it, but he picks himself back up. He's going to come down the sideline. He's still up. He breaks some tackles. He's going to cut crossfield. He's got a lot of running room. He's going to pick up big yardage. He's coming back this way after a great return, a mishandled reception on the kickoff. Isaiah Walker-Warren just turns on the speed, crosses well into Monarch territory, where Southern Nash will take over 1st and 10. And they're going to spot this at the, looks like the 37-yard line of Northside Jacksonville. So just that quick.
About a 50-yard return right there, putting Firebirds in great field position. And also, like we said, that could give them that momentum right away.
Yeah, here we go with the shift again. So here we come with Quentin. He's going to put his head down and pick up a few extra yards there. Looks like it's going to be a gain of possibly about 6 on the play, maybe. Yeah, that looks about right. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 4.
With about 2:30 left in the half. There's a little confusion from the officials.
It's a quick pitch to Dalen Whitley. He's going to be stopped in the backfield. Looks like it's going to be a loss on the play, maybe of a yard or so. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 as we have just passed under the 2-minute mark. So with a no huddle.
I also expect if not get this, Southern isn't afraid to go for it.
So a quick snap round to Quentin. He actually knocks down his own guy and charges out definitely to enough for a 1st down.
That's all they kind of
stepped
on his own man a little bit.
Do not stand on the tracks when the train is coming through. My goodness. Wow.
Great run by Cooley there. To be on the 25.
So we'll get another handoff to Cooley. He's up the middle. He's breaking free. He's spinning. He's going to be brought down just shy of the 10-yard line. It's going to be enough for another Firebird 1st down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 11. So as we're passing the 1-minute mark remaining in the half, Southern can get another 1st down. Foster has all 3 of his timeouts, and he will use one of those. No, I guess he's not going to call a timeout here.
They have stopped the clock.
So the clock continued to run there. Not really sure why the late stoppage, if it was for a 1st down. So they've added time back. So it'll be 1 minute and 18 remaining. As the clock does restart now. Matt Foster steps under center. He's going to pitch it back to Dalen Whitley, who's going to spin around the end. He's going to pick up a few here. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 5 after the 5-yard carry.
It's now officially just gone under a minute left in the 1st half.
So still no huddle, no timeout called. Southern Nash steps under. There's another quick pitch. Looks like that's going to be to Jackson Vick. He's going to be brought down at about the 6. Not much of a gain. And Brian Foster will burn one of his 3 timeouts for the 1st half. So 41 seconds remaining. It's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 6-yard line.
And as we've known before, as I said also, if they don't get the 1st down here with a touchdown, you know Coach Foster would not be afraid whatsoever to go for it on 4th.
Oh, he's going to go. Oh, yeah. I mean, in that deep, he's going to go. Does have 2 timeouts in his pocket to use. Of course, Northside Jax does have 1 timeout.
I guess in this position also for Jacksonville also you got to think like which weapon are they going to go for here? You know, they have like we said, we had Cooley, Foster isn't afraid to run, Whitley, Vick also.
Yeah, you got Jackson Vick in, you've got Dalen Whitley in the backfield, you got Quentin Cooley in the backfield, Matt Foster himself is a threat to run. You have that big line. You got Hunter Thorne at tight end. He can step back and throw the ball here. It's going to be handed off to Jackson Vick. As he turns on the speed, he's going to be stopped short of the first down. It's going to be close. It's going to bring up 4th down and inches as they let the clock run. Still no timeout called here. $20 seconds remain, and timeout is called by the Firebirds. Looks like this is going to be one shot, all or none right here for Brian Foster. As he lets it run down to 20.2 seconds remaining in the half. He's still going to have one timeout left. It's 4th, and my goodness, an inch. I mean, it's not even the nose of the football. It looks like the way the down stick as well as the markers are. They're one on top of the other. Once again, we should call for a measure. That crooked line, we might actually have a first down.
Who knows? The Firebirds trot back out. They line up.
So big play here. It's 4th and inches. 20 seconds remaining in the half. And once again, we've talked frequently about momentum swing here. Northside will get the ball first in the second half. So it's pretty important here to get a score, go into halftime. This ball is going to be handed off to, looks like Jackson Vick again. And it's a touchdown.
I do believe that was Vick as well.
Touchdown Firebirds.
From about 1 yard out.
So with 19.7 seconds remaining, the quick score by Southern Nash. Evan Barnes on for the 4th PAT of the night. The snap is back, the kick ball's down, the kick is up, through, and good. And the Firebirds hold on to the lead still with 19 seconds remaining in the half as they move ahead 28-14 over the Monarchs of Northside Jacksonville. So we've still got 19 seconds left.
As you said, the momentum switching back and forth. Back and forth.
Keeps the shift.
Keep swinging, keep swinging. You know, that run by Vic right there, that probably swung it right back to us. But like we said, that could change anytime. A big return, interception.
A 4th down play right there for a score as the clock winds down. I think an interesting thing here is going to be to see what kickoff option Foster's decides to use with Evan. If he is going to try to kick this deep. Let's see. You can pretty much tell that this will not be a deep kick. As he checks his special teams left to right. And this is the high kick. It's going to kick loose.
The ball was
loose.
Looks
like Southern Nash may have recovered. Waiting for the signal here. And Southern Nash does recover.
Wow.
What a play. My favorite kick. I love that kick. That is insane.
And the momentum stays with Southern here.
So another kickoff fumble recovery by the Firebirds with 16 and a half seconds remaining in the first half.
Curious to see what they kind of play call Foster's going to put here now with
from the shotgun. It looks like he's going to go for the pass, and he is. Foster's back to pass.
He's going to
tuck and run it. He's going to step out of bounds. He's got just over 9 seconds remaining. That was a gain of about 9 on the play. He was looking to pass, so great coverage by the Monarchs on Southern's receivers.
Yeah, they did play great coverage right there. No one was even close to being able to pass, and also the pass rush had broken through the line also.
So set up for another, looks like another pass play here as he's in the shotgun. He's got motion. He's going to swing out. He's actually going to tuck and run. He's going to pick up more yardage. Enough for the first down. It's going to be 4.8 seconds remaining on the clock, as Southern has now passed into the red zone.
It looks like they're going to go for
they're
the
going to
field
send
goal.
Evan Barnes out for a field goal.
I was thinking it too whenever they got the fumble. They couldn't get it. You think we would see a field goal here.
So this would be actually a 40-yard field goal for Evan Barnes. So the snap is down. It's up. And it's good! He splits the uprights as the celebration starts. Talk about the momentum swing as Evan Barnes hits his first field goal of the year, a 40-yarder, and it had plenty of room. We could have gone more. Great
Insane.
kick by Evan. I'm going to have to see if he'll sign my chest after this. I think I feel like the fanboy watching Evan. I'm going to have to stop all of that. But, yeah, great kick. So, as Southern goes into the halftime, they lead the Monarchs of Northside Jacksonville by a score of 31-14. We'll be back shortly.
Now entering the field from Jacksonville, North Carolina, the Northside High School Marching Monarchs. Jocelyn Davis, is your band ready? You may now take the field in exhibition.
They see the light.
Hey, welcome back to the second half. Once again, I'm Brent Cone, joined by Nick Lamb, some of our other staff. Obviously, the head chief in charge, Mark Cone, owner of the Southern Nash News, is here running the show, the cameras, and we've got Rodney O'Neill down on the sidelines for your sideline footage. And I'm a little out of breath coming up and down bleacher steps. Good gracious. 50-year-old man. Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell how old I was. But I guess those of you who can do the math for the 1987 graduate comment last week know what the deal is there. Anyway, we're sponsored again once again tonight by Vandermark Farms. Very proud and pleased to have them on board as one of our sponsors for the evening. And as the clock ticks down to end the halftime band show and the warm-ups, you see that the Firebirds lead by a score of 31-14, and what I'm getting told now is it is Miss Kennedy's birthday, Crystal Kennedy, trainer and the only boss of the athletic director, Robbie Kennedy, is his boss. Crystal Kennedy. It is her birthday, so happy birthday to Crystal. And of course, I couldn't make it back at the bleachers without getting hit up for some hush puppies. Thanks, Coach Baxter, for that, for reminding me of hush puppies. I appreciate that a lot. Thanks a lot, man. But enough of the chit chat. Once again, Vandermark Farm. So far, the Kicking Upside award by Vandermark, recognizing the offensive player of the game. Obviously, right now, looks like Quentin's kind of dominating that voting again.
Oh yeah.
I think we're still kind of. I'm going to say we're still a little kind of up in the air about the Platinum and the side defensive player of the game. I know it's been special teams that's recovered some fumbles, but I guess right now we'd have to go with Isaiah Walker-Warren. Maybe it's the front runner. As Southern kicks off, the ball will be returned up the middle. This kid is huge. Where did he come from?
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to bring it out to the 37-yard line. Man, that kid is huge. Who is that, number 6? I don't have my roster in front of me. My goodness. I think somebody went and got their dad or somebody to suit up at halftime. That
it was Clooney, a senior, 6'2".
My goodness. He looked like he was 8 foot coming through there. That was a monster.
And we do have a correction on the last touchdown. It was not Vic. The touchdown to end the first half was another run by Quentin Cooley.
Oh, it was Quentin Cooley. Okay.
I had to double check with the coaches and Ms. Foster to make sure I had that correct.
So that's 2 touchdowns for Quentin on the night. And this is going to be, that's offensive pass interference. Offensive pass interference. He reached back over. That was easily caught by Jacksonville. This is going to be interesting to see who they call that against, because Jacksonville was in position for the interception. It is against the offense. Great defensive play, Jackson. Way to be there, buddy.
Also have some stats I had got from Ms. Foster from the first half.
Cool.
For 16 carries, Quentin Cooley has 185 yards in the first half alone. The total yardage for Southern Nash tonight is 263, all rushing yards. We have no passing yards so far tonight. And for the north side, they have a total of 130 yards of offense, 80 rushing, and 59 passing.
And I was right. That's 2 touchdowns for Quentin. Is that correct?
2 touchdowns for Quentin, 1 for Cooley, or 2 for Cooley, 1 for Vic, and 1 for Whitley.
All right, cool. And, of course, the field goal for Evan Barnes, my man.
That was something to see.
It was almost as much fun to see him kick it as it was to see Coach Batchelor and Coach Battle standing here in front of us.
Yeah.
And them celebrating. That was fun. So from the shotgun, they're going to go back to the pass, and there is nobody there. The pass to no man's land. That's going to bring up second down and forever. That's a really long second and 25 after the pass interference call on the first play. I also got a text during the first half from one of my, probably my only fan. I won't call their name, but they did ask to see our new uniforms. Now, you probably don't want to see all that. We'd rather watch football than look at us and and all our matching uniforms up here. Maybe later. Maybe later we'll jump on camera. Maybe we can get Rodney to turn the camera up here from the field. So back to the shotgun. This time it's going to be a quick pitch, and he is hooked on, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. Trying to see who that was on the initial contact.
It looks a hard time seeing as well.
He is down. That's going to be number 8.
The Devon Walker Jr.
Okay. We're having to look because, and I apologize. Excuse me. That's Xavier Smith, number 8. I apologize. We're having to look. They've changed up the roster lot on us tonight. You know, not only Matt Foster changing to number 1. We've got several of the JV players, which were pulled up to varsity last week and more this week. This being an endowment game, we had no JV game last night. So we're trying to learn some number changes and things like that, so I apologize for some of the hesitation there. So timeout has been called, their first time out of the half by the Monarchs. Third and an extremely long 30 now after the penalty and the tackle for loss there.
It's going to lead up to about third and 30 to go.
So during this timeout, I want to go back to what we were talking about with these awards. You know, we love getting out these awards. As a matter of fact, Vandermark Sod Farms received their own award in 2016. They were the Near B Mayo Body Senior Entrepreneur of the Year. They received that award. And once again, they specialize in natural grass. And I can tell you firsthand the beauty of it. If you want to ever see some of their handiwork, you can come out to the baseball field at Southern Nash. It's gorgeous. You can go to their website, and there's a lot of pictures there. You can go to our website. You see them in the commercials. The bell tower at UNC, which shame on Mac Brown. There should be natural grass on the field in Keenan Stadium. I'm not a Tar Heel fan, but I am a natural grass fan. So my son plays baseball. We play on turf, but obviously it's not not his favorite, not my favorite. It's hot. You fall, that stuff will tear you up. But the natural grass, there's nothing like it. And I can tell you, growing up, it's nothing like having it under your feet, barefooted walking the natural grass. So speaking of natural grass, I mentioned earlier, you know, North Johnston may be contacting Mr. Vandermark to come up here and replace some of the natural grass in their field, because Quentin Cooley has a ton of it in his cleats and will be carrying it off this field. So Northside Jacksonville will punt, decent punt. Quentin Cooley will field it, but he is met head on by a defender. His counterpart, that's number 40, excuse me. No, number 20, I was right. Bifocal's fooling with me. So his counterpart, number 20 for the Monarchs, was there as soon as he touched the ball. So no return on the play. That's going to look to be, my goodness, that was about a 45, maybe even a 50-yard punt after the favorable hop. So first and 10 from the 25, their own 25, as big Luke Watson steps up for the snap. And Matt Foster operates once again from the shotgun. He's going to tuck and keep this one for himself. He's still got some running room, no penalties. Late hit as he falls out of bounds on the, it almost looks like a banner laying on the ground out there.
Mom just reminded us her birthday is tomorrow. She heard it.
So, yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, it's really pretty to look at, the banner there, but it just took our quarterback's legs out from under us after what looked to be a late push. But Matt is one tough individual. I've seen him take a beating and just keep on coming at you. I know last year in the playoffs, he and Quentin put on basically an injured show between the two of them in that final game.
There was a flag, but I do think it was
flag on the play. What in the world? Was that a hold again?
I do believe so.
So, my goodness. There just seems to be a plague that when Matt Foster runs the football that we got to hold somebody. I got a feeling somebody's going to get healed pretty soon. I'm sure it won't be a loving hug. So 1st and 20 with a pitch up the middle. Couldn't really see who was carrying on that. We'll get it as the pile breaks up as he runs. It's Quentin as he runs into the interior of the line. So as I would be remiss if I did not mention that not only is Miss Kennedy's birthday today, but my mother, Miss Jan Mills from Spring Hope, who is also a member of the Southern Nash News staff and is at home listening. Tomorrow's her birthday, so happy birthday, Mom. We love you. Quentin Cooley on another sweep around the end. He's going to cut back up the middle. Big yardage, as it is enough for a first down, as I'm sure that has probably thrust Quentin beyond the 200-yard mark for the game. So that will be 1st and 10 for the Firebirds from their own 37-yard line. As Matt will keep this one up the middle. That was late. Okay, no holds.
No hold on that one.
Nice job, guys. Let Matt get some yardage. That's going to be a gain of about 4. So it looks like we're going to have an injury timeout for one of the Monarchs as their staff goes on for some attention. We're going to run through some of these sponsors. Once again, tonight's sponsor is Vandermark Farms. Producing natural turf grass sod has been their family business since 1988. And working with that natural turf grass is not only rewarding for their family, but it's also just plain fun and exciting. Their business is a premier supplier of natural grass sod to central, eastern North Carolina and southern Virginia. And they supply the landscape industry as well as athletic fields, Southern Nash, yes, golf courses, and erosion control projects. They grow, harvest, and deliver 6 varieties of natural grass. So as the players come back onto the field and get ready after the injury, and that player is off the field now. Matt Foster will once again operate from the shotgun position. He's going to tuck it and keep it himself, but he is stopped in the backfield. Actually, for a loss on that play, it's going to bring up, they'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage, still be 3rd and 6. He may have lost a half a yard, but we'll still call it 3rd and 6. So, and once again, we want to thank All Star Sports for supplying and sponsoring our Southern Nash News uniforms that we have on tonight. Maybe we'll give you a shot of those later. As Quentin Cooley makes another turn around the end. He's going to get a small gain. That's going to bring up 4th down, and it looks like about 4 after a gain of a couple. So here it is interesting with 4th and 4, still in Southern Nash territory at the 48, and Brian Foster will opt to go for it. So 1 punt was enough for tonight for Brian, as Matt Foster was back under center. And they forced the offsides jump by the Monarchs. So there's going to be a penalty there, tack 5 on. And I believe that's going to be close, if not enough, for the 1st down. And it is.
Will be.
Great play by Matt Foster to get the defensive Monarchs to jump off sides there and bring up a 1st down. Still inside their own territory. The Firebirds step up to the line. Matt Foster back under center in that running formation. Got Jason Bland in motion. Matt Foster is going to keep again. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. And at least there was no hold on that play.
There's always a bright side with that. Second and 10 for the Firebirds on their own 48.
So a reverse. Jason Bland around the end. He's got a little room. He's caught from behind. Can't tell. Maybe that's the yellow shoes. Don't think there was a flag on the play. Looked awfully close to a horse collar tackle. There is a flag down. I believe that's going to be the call. We'll wait for the officials. It's a personal foul. Face mask. They called the face mask against the defense. So that's going to move the ball well into Monarch territory, as well as an automatic 1st down. So Southern Nash 1st and 10 from the Monarch 32. Foster under center. He's going to step back to pass. He's got a man open. Oh, great defense. It is tipped away from Quentin Cooley, who decides to do 3 push-ups. And a congratulatory slap to the defender. That was a great defensive play by the Monarchs to break that up, because Quentin was there and he was going to catch that football. So Quentin will step off for this next offensive set. As you see, another running formation. Jackson Vick's going to come through the middle. He's got the football. He's going to tuck that away. He's still on his feet. He's breaking some tackles. Hold on to that football, buddy. And they're going to blow forward momentum and blow the play dead. It's going to look like it's going to be a gain on the play of about 7, maybe 8. Well, yes, they're going to move that again. We'll call it 3rd and 2. Another benefit of the the field painting. I'm really not sure. That's kind of a guess, but way to go, Jackson. Whatever the reason, you picked up 8 on that play. Good job, buddy. So it'll be 3rd and 2. So it's going to be a handoff to, and fumbled. Fumbled up the middle is going to be recovered by the Monarchs as the ball is handed off to number 5, Zach Jones. Fumble in the middle. Southern will turn the ball over. The Monarchs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25. So another costly turnover by the Firebirds. I believe that is their 2nd of the evening. And I'm being attacked by a moth.
I've had a couple come over here as well.
My goodness. Gotta love the open air press box up here. Wow. Oh, wow. Big hit by Devontae Edmondson. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
What a play.
Monarch fans were wanting a call. And that was the big guy, number 6, that did that kickoff return a while ago. But my goodness. Wow.
What a play.
Monarch fans were wanting a call for putting them in the side defensive, Vandermark defensive player of the game. My goodness.
I was waiting for you to say that was going to be it. And it looks like
that immediately thrust him way in the lead.
State number 6, the recipient on that tackle, a little shaken up on the north side sideline as well.
So that number 23 has been their biggest running back of the night. He's done some damage to Southern. He's going to pick up only 1 or 2 there on that play. So apparently some defensive adjustments were made specifically for number 23 at halftime. We'll see if that can continue to hold. The pass offense for the Monarchs has not been on point since coming back from the half, as the defensive intensity has picked up.
And on 3rd and 9 here, you would see if they would go back to it here.
3rd and long, got 2 wide outs. He is going back to the pass. He's got a man open, and it's thrown in the dirt. Be incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th and 10, 4th and 9 from the 26. So great defensive stand after the fumble for the Firebirds, and the Monarchs will be forced to punt it away as Isaiah Walker Warren lines up back deep to receive the punt. And with DC back there, I'm pretty sure you won't see the fair catch get waved in the air. Now watch him prove me wrong that I said that, but I know he likes to return, and he is an absolute threat.
He had a kickoff return last week that was worth 70 yards that put Southern right in great field position to score last week.
So a fake punt, and it's going to get him nowhere, a gain of about 3. So the Monarchs will turn the ball over on downs. Southern will take over at the Monarch 28-yard line. So after that defensive stop, that's going to turn into basically a loss of 3 since the fumble. So defense, way to pick it up big time and get that momentum right back and really not let it go away. So that was just awesome defense, you know. They started on the 25 offensively, and we get it back on the 28. So great defense, guys.
To hand off to Quentin Cooley. He's still going, and he will be taken down near probably about the 15.
Oh, now I'm being told, I think I've turned into the birthday show. My phone has been going off. I've gotten one from Coach Coble's wife, Katie, as well as my sister, to let me know that the Kennedy twins' birthday is tomorrow. It's their 14th birthday. So happy birthday. So before anybody else texts me or sends me messages, happy birthday to everybody. Appreciate it. We're gonna play football now. If you would like to sponsor a birthday wish, please contact us.
Southern Nash News.
Matt Foster back to pass. He's got Isaiah Walker Warren wide open. Touchdown, Firebirds.
What a play.
Wide open, Isaiah Walker Warren. DC is in the house. Touchdown. So the Firebirds, after the great defensive stand, the offense comes on, makes up for the turnover with a quick score. Evan Barnes puts it up and through, and with 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Firebirds take over a resounding lead by the score of 38-14 over the Northside Jacksonville Monarchs.
What a play that was also. So far, Southern had been struggling with the passes, not really getting any completions yet. First completion of the night, Wood, good for 6 for 15 yards. So Isaiah Walker-Warren.
So while we're changing, I want to mention some of our other sponsors through the year. Obviously, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue. Well, thanks again, Coach Baxter, for reminding me about the Hush Puppies. Bottoms Insurance and Rocky Mount. Oldham Motors and Pilot. Wilson Mold and Machine as a sponsor that will be coming up shortly. And once again, I don't want to forget Bojangles. Bojangles was the sponsor for the J.H. Rose game last week. Also coming up later in the season, Barton College is a sponsor. Southern Bank, as well as Walters Team Realty. There's the high kick again. Catch that, guys. So it's going to roll out of bounds. And then I think we need to customize some drills where we just run under and catch Evans' kick as we watched it, they watched it hit the ground. They could have just caught that and ran with it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Monarchs after the penalty for the kickoff going out of bounds. They're going to spot the ball at the 37-yard line. Oh, they're going to call offsides. Was the initial call. So there was an offsides call on the special team. So that'll be 1st and 10 from the 37 for the Monarchs. As their quarterback goes back in the shotgun with 4 receivers wide out, right and left. He's going to get a throw off, and it's going to be dropped. That was a great pass. Just in and out of the hands of his receiver, number 21. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. And the pressure was on. Looked like there was an outside linebacker blitz there coming through. So he did get rid of that ball pretty quick.
Again, looking to pass.
And he's got one off, got a man open. Almost intercepted by Jason Bland. Wow. Almost an interception. But a great defensive play nonetheless as the pass is knocked down. That will bring up 3rd and 10.
Again, you can probably hear the sigh from the
for
the Nash fans and the sideline there.
Yeah, if we needed a breeze, we just got it.
I'm not going to lie, I was signed too. I thought that was about to be 1-2.
So once again from the shotgun, definitely looking to pass again unless there's going to be some misdirection here. No, he's going to try to get that pass off. He's got pressure on him. He's going to turn and run. He's going to be knocked down. He's going to be tackled finally just shy. Almost got to the first down marker. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 1 yard. So nice gain. Where they spot it's going to be 4th and 2. So an 8-yard gain by the quarterback. Great pressure by the defense as they bust into the backfield.
Kind of was almost a broken play there. Quarterback made a great decision running it there.
So it looks like on 4th and 2, it looks like Northside is going to go for it here. We'll wait till they line up. Don't want to call it too soon. I blew that earlier. No. Yes, they are going to go for it on 4th and 2. So another big defensive stand here for the Firebirds. So that handoff's up the middle to the big guy. He's going to bust free. He's wide open. Unfortunately, he's not as fast as Jackson Vick. For him, unfortunately, as Jackson Vick catches him from behind. But a big play, a big 4th down conversion as number 48, for Jacksonville goes deep into Southern Nash territory. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Southern Nash 26-yard line. So a new set of downs for the Monarchs. Number 23 up the middle. He's going to run into the gang. He actually is going to bust through, and he's actually going to move the pile and be close to first down yardage again. Going to bring up 2nd and about 3. Pitch back. Oh my goodness. Busted play. He's going to sweep around the end. The Monarchs are going to score with 26 and a half seconds remaining in the third quarter.
There's a big guy again right there.
What looked to be a busted play in the backfield. Turns into a sweep around the end, and that's that huge kid. As the Monarch deficit has been cut to 18 with the PAT pending. And the Monarchs have opted to go for 2 here. So as they roll out, the quarterback's going to keep this, and he's going to get in the end zone to convert for the 2-point play. So with 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Southern Nash still leads Northside Jacksonville by a score of 38. But after the score, Jacksonville has cut the deficit to 16. And they have 22 points. 38-22, Southern Nash over Jacksonville.
And going into this, we kind of talked about and thought that this would be kind of a high-scoring match so far and kind of somewhat closer than the other games that we've had, and we have not been wrong. As we await the kickoff.
So a booming kickoff has to be fielded by Isaiah Walker-Warren at about the 7-yard line. He's going to turn back upfield. He's caught from behind and brought down. It's like he's going to return that for about 10 yards. So Southern will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. So a return of about 13 yards there for DC. So here we are in one of these momentum swings we talked about with 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It seems like momentarily momentum has swung to the Monarchs, even though they still trail by 16. It's going to be a offsides penalty against the Firebirds. That's going to move that 5 yards back, bring up first and 15. So as Matt Foster, once again tonight wearing number 1 instead of number 2. Back under center, first and 15. And there will be another flag on the play. Once again, offsides on the Firebirds. So now bring up first and 20. So as Coach Foster is asking who it is, and he elects to call his first timeout of the half. So not quite sure who was jumping off sides with the Firebirds, but I'm sure he is not enjoying headed to that sideline right now.
In store for one of those, how we say, motivational speeches.
Motivational speeches, yes. That's the one. Almost looks like Foster might be questioning one of the officials. I know he wants to talk to him. So he decides to head back to take advantage of the timeout now. So during the timeout, once again, we want to thank Vandermort Farms for sponsoring tonight's live stream. They joining the sponsor family and bringing the opportunity to these young men to be seen live by their friends and family who are unable to attend. We're a 2-hour trip away from Southern Nash, and I know we do have people watching as far away as Atlanta. I know Miss Foster mentioned that her mother is watching from 5 hours away, able to see Matt play. So we're very thankful that friends and family can see, but also equally as happy that college recruiters and coaches can see these young men playing football. As there's another flag for offsides on the play against Southern Nash. That's 3 in a row. Offsides penalties for Southern Nash. They're actually going to mark this one, looks like half the distance to the goal.
Will be a first and 25 on their own 5.
First and 25 as they are deeper and deeper into their territory. So no flag on this play. Quentin Cooley around the end. He's going to get all the yardage back from
and
the penalties
some.
And the first down all the way out to the 38-yard line of Southern Nash. So maybe somebody just needed to rest, and they wanted to make sure they padded Quentin's stats for tonight so he could get some more rushing yardage. If they would have had his stats, guys, he needs more touchdowns. We need him to be number 1 in the nation after this week.
See, it was all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan.
We want him to be number 1 this week.
After the Quentin Cooley huge run.
So timeout once again is called. Not sure who called that timeout. It's like possibly, I believe it was the Monarchs that called that timeout. That would be their second and a half. So we were talking about the sponsors. With Vandermark joining our sponsor team, we're very grateful to them for doing so, as they are a big supplier of natural grass to Central and Eastern North Carolina, as well as Southern Virginia. And I know they've been a big Firebird supporter. I believe they've had some actual football players that, not going to call any names, but I know they've had some of the bloodline for the Firebirds playing football. And so we love to see Firebird alumni continue to support Firebirds. So we do thank them for sponsoring tonight.
And we were both wrong. It wasn't a timeout. It was the end of the third quarter, which was a stoppage. I was looking. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. I'm up here making jokes about Quentin and all his yardage, not paying attention to the clock. Good job there. Good job, Brett. So we'll start the fourth quarter with the score of 38-22. I'm going to get used to this whole commentating thing pretty soon, folks. So Matt Foster with another quarterback keeper. He's going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 on the play. The first thing we look for is the holding call, the flag, not there. So that's going to be a positive gain for Matt Foster for 5. So since I missed some of our other sponsors during the break of the quarters, I'll mention again, Bottoms Insurance and Rocky Mount was one of our sponsors. Oldham Motors and Pilot, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, Bojangles, the Southern Nash News. We sponsored our own game at South Granville. Quick Cooley around the end. He's got room. He's going to stop and hesitate. He's still on his feet. He's going to be dragged out of bounds probably around the 22-yard line. We'll see where they mark it down, and that's going to be the 23. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Firebirds. Some of our other sponsors that will be upcoming later this season, Wilson Mold and Machine, who are longtime supporters of the Firebirds. Barton College, who have their inaugural football season this year. Southern Bank. At Southern Bank, their interest is you. Walters Team Realty, whether you're looking to buy or sell a house, townhome, condo, land, farm, or commercial property, call the expert at Team Walters Realty. And when you buy that new house, if that grass doesn't look right, you can contact Vandermark Farms, tonight's sponsor, and they will get you straight with some beautiful natural grass. Matt Foster again on the carry. He's going to turn. Touchdown! Touchdown, Matt Foster! Waiting to see if there's any other signals. No flags on the play. That's going to be a touchdown for Matt Foster. Redemption for the quarterback, Matt Foster. He's had so many runs negated for penalties. It finally pays off for the big guy.
That was Matt Foster's 12th touchdown on the year.
So great job, Matt, with Grandma watching from 5 hours away. We're so happy you could put one on the board for her. With my man Evan Barnes on for the PAT. Matthew Horgan, the holder. Got a little hesitation going on. Looks like the coach has got some questions. It looks like he's not really happy with the officials. This is your house, man. They're your officials.
I think he was probably asking that maybe was.
I guess the home cooking got a little tart there. Kick is up, through, and good from Evan Barnes. So with 10 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the game, Southern Nash moves back out front by a score of 45-22. A 23-point margin over the Monarchs of Northside Jacksonville.
And now as the Monarchs are going to come back here on offense, just fighting if they any situation with the kickoff, would they be going back to the pass, or would they try to still add in the run game as they've had all game? The passing game has been we've gotten them big plays downfield besides that one run on the last drive they had. With the two big runs, one of them being in the touchdown for the Marlins.
So Evan Barnes to kickoff. Obviously, he's not in the starting position for the deep kickoff. And he will do the pop kick to see if the guys can field it. Guys, just turn around and catch the football. My goodness.
There is a flag on the play also.
There's a lot of flags on the play. I'm not really sure what those flags are for. But when that kick goes up, it is a jump ball. It is a jump ball. Look up in the air, catch the football.
The old saying, see ball, you get ball.
My goodness. Once again, I'm looking at Coach Battle and Coach Baxter standing in front of me. They're all doing the same thing. Like, come on, guys. It almost hit you in the helmet. Not really sure what the penalty is here. It's going to be an illegal block against push against the Firebirds. So that will automatically put the Monarchs into Firebird territory as they take over 1st and 10 for the Firebird 44 to start their first offensive set of the fourth quarter. Back to pass. He's got a man.
Throwing it deep.
And it's caught. And he taunts Isaiah Walker-Warren. Don't really know if that was a smart thing to do. It was a great catch.
Basically, as they both had jumped in there and got it. Outmanned Isaiah on that play.
Yeah, and that was the big guy, number 6, that I've talked about a couple of times, who got his bell rung a while ago by Devontae Edmondson. Before I would taunt, I might want to take a look at the scoreboard too. Big hit there. Once again, Dalen Willie drops his head and plows into somebody. But then the tackle made. That's going to be, looks like maybe for a loss of about a yard on the play, bring up 2nd and 11. So as we approach the 10-minute remaining mark of the game, the Monarchs are now 2nd and 11 from the Firebird 20. They are in the edge of the red zone, threatening to score. So back to pass again. He's got a man wide open. There is no coverage there. It's caught. He falls down. He's down. You can't get up and run in high school. Don't know what happened to the coverage there, but he was wide open. There was not a Firebird within 15 yards of the receiver. I'm sure somebody's going to get an education right now shortly on defensive pass coverage, as that will bring up 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Had he not slipped, that would have been an obvious touchdown for the Monarchs.
Fortunate for us, he had a slip there.
So snap to number 6. He eludes a tackle. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. So Jackson Vick tries to say, hey, man, shake it off, buddy. Don't take it personal. Somebody tripped and fell into him. No flags for the late hit there. He is being eyeballed by the referee, so apparently there's some words being exchanged, some unhappy campers on the Monarch sideline. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 10 for the Monarchs. It's handed off to number 23 once again. He's stopped in the backfield. A big tackle by Dalen Whitley. No gain on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and goal from the 10 once again. So a big defensive stand right here for the Firebirds. So taking a little extra time here, not sure, don't have a game clock or a play clock. So the Monarchs will burn a timeout. That will be their 2nd of the half. They'll have 1 timeout remaining.
And so far, what a great stand by the Southern defense, despite after that, the big play there with the reception, getting him into the red zone and now them holding it up. With the 2 tackles that were for no gain.
So as we kind of wait on this timeout, I once again hit on our final sponsor, which is All-Star Sports out of Nashville, North Carolina, who supplied us with our new Southern Nash News gear for the night and for the season. If you have any screen printing, T-shirts, hats, water bottles, you name it, it can be printed. Roger White is your man at All Star Sports in Nashville. Great prices, great turnaround on your merchandise. So you can contact All Star Sports for all your printing needs. So here comes the big stand. 3rd and 10. 3rd and goal from the 10. Back in the shotgun. He's looking to pass. He's got a man open. He's not going to be able to get that down for a pass. He lofts it into the end zone, but great defensive pass coverage by the Firebirds. The pass is going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down. So 4th and goal from the 10.
Be interested to see what they're going to do here. They're going to.
Oh, they're going to go for it. I mean, when you're at under 8.5 minutes to go in the game, and you're down by 23 points, you go for it. They're not going to kick a field goal. They need touchdowns. So this could be huge. Huge right here. There is enough time for some more scores. But for Southern Nash to get the stop here, could pretty much be the end of it. There he's rolling out the pass. Got a receiver. It's going to fall short as the pressure is on from Terrence Raspberry. And Isaiah Walker-Warren. So Southern, with a huge defensive stance, takes over on downs, 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line with 8 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the game. Another great defensive stance. So you almost, at this point, after those two great stances, you almost want to give the plant them in the sod a Vandermark Defensive Player of the Game award to the whole defense. But that's, I'm going to recognize them and brag on them for those stops. But I got to tell you, talking about planting somebody's side, that hit that Devontae Edmondson put on that number 6 was just vicious. So the flags come in once again. It's going to be false start on the offense. So here we go again with the penalties. My goodness. Silly mistakes, guys. Now we do have some of the backups in, but that is not an excuse. With Quentin Cooley as the lone back. Dalen Whitley goes in motion. Just handed off to Quentin Cooley. He's going to turn back up the middle. He's going to bring it out to about the 17-yard line. So a gain of 7 on the play. They're going to give him 6. So a gain of 6 all the way out to the 16. It's going to bring 2nd and 4th down. And it's going to be interesting with Quentin on that carry. It's going to be interesting to see what his total yardage is for tonight, because obviously, you know, Jackson Vick had that great, fantastic initial run, that first touchdown we scored, but since then, it obviously has been the Quentin Cooley show, as he has well surpassed 200 yards rushing with a couple of touchdowns. Matt Foster on the keeper there. He's going to turn back up the middle. He's still on his feet. He's got more than enough. That's about a 15, maybe a 20-yard gain by Matt Foster, and no holding calls. Here we go. Matt Foster racking up some rushing yardage here. So not only is he thrown for the touchdown.
And I hate to say, I think we may have gotten away with a little on that one. I think one of our O-line did jump a tad bit before, but as they say.
Well, what they say on the field, if they didn't call it, it didn't happen.
Yes, I was about to say.
If they didn't call it, it didn't happen. No blood, no foul. So Foster from the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Quentin, who just runs into nowhere. And obviously, Number 20 looks to be a little gassed for tonight. I would be tired too. Forget about 250 yards. If I ran 25 feet, I would be gassed.
If I had one of those runs that he had, I would have been like, yeah, I need the Gatorade break.
Hey man, if I had to take off running like he has, I'd probably drop to the ground immediately, curl up in the fetal position, and go, "Don't hit me hard." So motion again from Dalen Whitley, a quick pitch to Quentin. He doesn't look gassed now as he turns the wheels on, but obviously the Monarchs have learned to feed or to focus on Quentin Cooley as a flag comes in late.
Be on the defense.
Yeah, I can see some of the Firebirds clapping. They like the call, so that's going to be a big penalty. Obviously, an automatic first down. What was a personal foul?
Yeah, looked to be a personal foul.
Yeah, there was some late hitting going on over there. Probably some face masking and bumping around. I think the tensions are a little high right now.
And you know, it's kind of like saying, being down so much, kind of make a tackle. You can't make simple mistakes like that, putting your team in even a deeper hole. Is now giving Southern an extra 15 yards.
So Jason Bland turns around the end. There's flags coming in from everywhere. It's like false start on the Firebirds. I think I've said that just a few times too many this evening. My goodness.
When we started the second half, Southern only had 5 flags so far, and right now they have 11. So they've had 6 total.
But how many of those have been offsides? That's insane.
I think 5 of them have been on the offensive line with false starts, holding, and
the ball's fumbled, picked back up, still on his feet. Not a bad gain there for Jalen McClaston. As we are now seeing the subs start to get some play time, as we're now passing the 5.5-minute mark remaining in the game, with Southern Nash leading 45-22 over the Monarchs. And what a lot of people might look at this with Quentin and Matt still in the game and say, hey, these starters, you got the game. But what you have to understand, this is a stamina builder. You want them to stay in the game because as we go deeper into the season and hopefully into the playoffs, these young men are going to be asked to really step up, and the opponents are going to be tougher. The games are going to be a lot more physical. Not to say that what we played so far hasn't physical, but this is part of the conditioning for these young men. So Quentin looks like he's going to rest for the rest of the inning. Jason Bland on the carry is going to gain maybe a yard or 2 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down. And it looks as though Foster will go for it. It's going to be 4th and about 6 from the 48-yard line of the Monarchs. So as Coach Foster is speaking to the officials, not really sure what's going on here. Looks like he's letting the clock tick down, play clock run down, and he's going to call a timeout, his second of the half. So each team will have 1 timeout remaining with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to play in the game. Southern Nash still leading 45-22. Looks to be at hand for the Firebirds. Should be moving on to a victory into an undefeated record of 6-0. And once again, during the timeout, we want to thank Vandermark Farms for sponsoring tonight's game. They've been producing natural turf grass and sod. They have been their family business since 1988. Their business is the premier supplier of natural grass, sod to Central, Eastern North Carolina, and Southern Virginia. And I can tell you, I've been by their farms, and it is absolutely beautiful. The grass that they grow is absolutely beautiful. You know, it's so manicured. It looks like a golf course. You don't even think about that's a farm. The natural grass that they grow is beautiful. So, nice run by Zach Jones up the middle. It's going to definitely be enough for a first down. So a big conversion there as Southern Nash maintains possession of the ball as the clock continues to run down as we pass the 3.5 minute mark remaining in the game. Now I think it's pretty safe to say now we can go ahead and pick the award winners. We'll call the kicking ups, the Vandermark Farms kicking up the natural grass side offensive player of the game award definitely goes to Quentin Cooley. By the end of the game, we'll have you a tally of his total yardage, hopefully to call out for you. And based on that just sick hit that Devontae Edmondson put on that kid from number 6, we're going to give him the plant him in the side defensive player of the game. That was a massive hit. He took that kid's head clean off, which probably added to some of the frustration that he showed later. So another run up the middle. I believe that's Zach Jones again on the carry. He should have enough for a first down with forward momentum. And yes, he does. So that will be another first and 10 for Southern Nash. In the immortal words of the voice of the Firebirds, Coach Scott Colley, another Firebird first down. So Southern Nash once again, first and 10. Handoff again, and a fumble. Looks like that was, I believe that was McClaston on the carry and the fumble. Looking to see when they jump up whose number that is. That would be number 9. We're going to check to make sure there's no switcheroo. That's Ja Revis Austin on the fumble and the turnover. So the Monarchs will take over first and 10 from their own 25-yard line. I believe Nick has gone down and checked the stats on Quentin. What have we got there? What's Quentin's stats look like for the evening?
Well, he finished the game with 25 carries for a total of 307 yards with 2 touchdowns. So as you said, I think he gets that.
Yeah, that's pretty much a no-brainer. We try to get it in for somebody else to see if maybe, but 307 yards rushing, really?
It's hard to top that.
So no gain on the play. We'll say a gain of 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Monarchs as we are approaching and passing the 1 minute mark remaining in the game. Looks like this is going to be all there is. One final defensive stance for the Firebirds. Handoff coming around the right end. He's going to be tackled and brought down by number 11. Once again, I'm sorry we have to check with the new roster. That would be Isaiah Bland. He kept the same number. Don't want to call out the wrong number. So Isaiah Bland on the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 3. And it looks like they're not going to even attempt to run a playoff. It looks like the Monarchs are going to let the clock expire. So as the clock runs out, Southern Nash improves to an undefeated 6-0 as they defeat the Monarchs of Northside Jacksonville by a score of 45-22. Northside Jacksonville falls to 2-3 on the season. So congratulations, Firebirds, as the team shake hands across the field. Once again, we want to thank our sponsor, Vandermark Farms, for tonight's game, and we appreciate everyone tuning in. If you'd like to log on to Facebook or to the YouTube channel and watch the telecast, it'll be reran tomorrow. We appreciate you joining us, and to everybody, safe travels if you're here, and we'll see you soon. See you next Friday.
Clap it up, clap it up.
To the fans, to the fans.
Yes, sir. I'm coming back next week. I ain't gonna be hurt for long.
Hey, old man doing it. Really good. That black and red, but he's been working out. Good job. Oh, man, John. I like to see good joint.
The man put in the work.
Listen, I won't see him, I don't guess, but tell him 12:30. I'll pick him up at 12:30. 12:30. It is out.
Hey, make sure he's. I'll let the call you in the eye.